Guys, wind's blowing, so bear with us. Hopefully you can hear us. What we're going to do today is show you 3 different forms of recall. Now, I only believe that there's one recall and one recall only, because if I call my dog, he better bring that dog back, aka come back with that ass. So, I've learned, I've learned through the grapevine that there is a casual. Y'all remember people in the 90s, people having casual sex, a lot of bad things happen. A lot of bad things happen. The start of a lot of shit when that casual sex came about. We're just gonna do it to do it. No reason. Yeah, it's fun. So, casual, what's the other one?
Formal.
Formal. Is there another? See, I can get confusing now. Eventually, we'd like to see and get your take on which one you believe is the best one and which one you would like to know how to do perfectly. And there is no perfect to anything, but it's one that objectively would keep you guys a little bit more confident about your dog coming when you call it and keeping you and your dog safe mentally, emotionally, and in some cases physically, so your dog does never get hit by a car. So we're going to start with casual. Stay tuned, take care of your dogs. Like, subscribe, share, TV here, Fitbully TV. But what we got here is a about 4-month-old, it's an Australian Shepherd, Aussie. So Stan has got him pretty much under a good direction. And tell us a little bit about the casual recall, what it means, why it's a good way to begin the recall process.
So the casual recall is going to be no clear endpoint. So as long as the dog is in my vicinity, that is proper. So he's over there. Hey, boo, come. Yes. Boy. So as long as he comes back and checks in with me, that is a casual recall. So how you work with the casual recall is you have something that the dog wants. So I use treats, and when he gets to me, I reward it. This is a here, this is his name. You can use any of those things for a casual recall. So go that way. I thought he was gonna go run with you.
Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy.
He said no.
You don't know my back behind. Don't trust me.
So if I do it, these are different recalls that you can do with your. Ooh, yeah, watch that down. These are different recalls that he can just be in my vicinity. But if I want him to be in like a formal position, that's when I'm going to use my whistle. And that whistle means you get to my left side and you sit there and you wait until you're released.
Okay, so here's another thing too, people. I like a recall because I heard that people's they dog jacking nowadays. They dog jacking. Somebody said, he messaged me today, and I was like, I don't understand when people send me messages about their dog. They send me a picture of the dog. I'm like, oh man, good looking dog. It's a picture. I don't know that nigga. But he said, nah, man, somebody stole it. I was like, damn, that sucks. And then somebody else asked me, have I ever had experience chipping my dogs? I said, what you mean, chipping? They were like, I know what they mean. And even Chris and Gina, they know how to chip their dogs. So he said, chipping, like you get your dog chipped, microchip. I said, for what? My dogs ain't going nowhere. Them jokers be right outside the door, like, hey, brother, let me in. I ain't fooling with that. So that right there is what you call a what?
That would be a casual.
A casual recall. Let me be very clear in saying this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Jamel's gonna get his dog. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna get his dog on the show us thing. What's it called?
Like,
So it's a front. What's that recall called? Formal. Now the challenge today, where the test is coming in, and we're gonna show you Ego, who's the baby kid. He don't have no recall. So we're gonna try to get him on the whistle. He can't whistle. Get him on the whistle. In life, I like direction. So if I wanted to be safe, I'd want, when I call, tell you, boy, you better not back up too far, man. Yeah, I been seeing that knee and be messed up starting 2023.
That's how I tore my meniscus in college.
Stepping in the pothole. It ain't worth it, brother. So we're going to talk a little bit about being more addictive, if you will, being dictative in the process of making sure you and your dog have a clear line, and the value, sustaining value. It's a little windy out here, more windy than I like. I should have known better. I come down here, the kids was up there. the kids up there. And then I forgot. I said, okay, the trees might cut us off down there. And I'm like, all the leaves is gone. So we 2 for 2.
Make it work.
Yeah, we're going to make it work. But at anywho, Jamel about to get his dog out and do a more technical recall recall, which is when he says front, basically the dog comes, sits in front of him, boom. Stay tuned.
Now call him to the front. So the front is a position where the dog has to come and sit in front of them. It's not just sitting. So when he calls him to a front, the dog has to join him. So if we take him a little bit out. So if I take the dog all the way over here, stay there. Alright, so you can go to him. He's gonna call him to a front position. So he's what, 30 feet away from him? The dog has to go all the way over there and sit to complete this recall. So you can go over there or you can stay here.
Go ahead.
So one thing that you would see in that is when the dog came back, we've done the heel position with him specifically because of the sport that he's going to be trained, or he is trained for in the future, where they have to come back into that controlled position on that left side. So you saw when he called him to a front, we're not using front very often. We use the heel position, and that means to get in that. So call him to a heel. Heel. So that is a formal recall as well, because the dog has to get into that position, and that is the only way that he can win the game or the challenge that we're asking him in this specific time. So again, back him up or put him in it down. So watch, he's gonna back him up. Down. You cheating? When you have a high drive dog who wants that reward, this is what you get. And it takes time and it takes patience, and you got to break it down clearly to the dog what you want them to do. So he has to come and be in a seated position right next to him, and if he starts moving, he needs to remain in that position as well. So call him to a heel and then move. Heel.
Before kiss him, right?
Same time. And now move forward. So the heel is the position the dog has to remain in to do that recall. Reward him. And it's a lot of practice. How old is he? 15 months. 15 months. And it's not an overnight process. You got to work these dogs. You got to bring them out in different situations. This is the very first time this dog has ever been over here, so he's really amped up.
Is there normal, or is it okay for the dog to be making that kind of noise? Like, somebody be like, yo, is he okay? Is it, my man Wiley? What's up?
So enthusiasm is going to beat repetition any day of the week. So it's just like when Tron hears us outside, he makes that woo. That's his woo. So he's saying, give me that ball, give me that ball, give me that ball. And go crazy. And you can see videos of him when he's at home working with them. He's just calm and cool. But he knows when he sees me that he gets into a little different type of drive. So that's where this comes out. But if a dog is wanting the ball that much, he's going to be willing to put in the work that it takes to get there. So we like dogs that are going to be enthusiastic, because it's easier to dial a dog back than to make a dog want something. Just like you had to spend that specific time with Tron to get him to want that ball. Now he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And Cocoa Puff, I should have named him. My name is son Coco. No Puff.
No Puff? Little Puff Daddy.
Okay, so let's get him, and I'm about to let my lunatic out, and we'll see what happens. We talked about the importance of recall. Recall, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. Listen, I've had pit bulls since I was a kid. I'm from Kansas. Shout out to all you Kansas City mofos in the house. What happens in Kansas is they made a law years ago in Overland Park, Kansas especially. If your pit bull wasn't grandfathered in and you had a pit bull, they would take your dog if anybody called and kill it. That's frightening. So you had Merriam, Kansas, and Olathe, Kansas, that would allow you to keep a pit bull. But in Olathe, if at any moment in time your dog scared another person, it would have to be muzzled going outside. And I couldn't fathom putting the muzzle on my dog just because it may have ran up on a person or the person was frightened from the mere sight of it. Imagine having to put a muzzle on your mouth because of the color of your skin. Well, you know what those pictures look like. You can go back and find them at any moment in time. So when I think of recall, I think of safety. I think of my dog always having the freedom to roam, the having a good life, and not being super concerned with too much. So you see where Ego's at now? He's looking at Stan because Stan's his play toy. He's not even focused on me because he gets that anxiety. But when I think of recall, I just like, yo, if I say he calls it casual and formal, I will always personally recommend a formal recall. And just like in a good movie, when you turn around and you see that moment where they get their kids safe and they embrace them, that's one of the things I do. First thing I do with a puppy, I run off, puppy comes to me, I pick it up and play with it, run all around, and just get it excited about coming to me. It was how'd you get your dog to walk off leash? Because of spaces like this, opportunities like this, to connect to that beast, that dog, and let them know I'm the dog. But as Stan says, and many times we talked about, ensuring you're the most interesting thing on earth. We've got water over here. We've got a beach not a beach. We got beach sand, little sand volleyball.
Little beach volleyball.
And we got a dog who's not running off. I've just attached the leash to him just in case there's some people walking around. He didn't run over there and inquire about them. He's looking at Stan like, come on, brother.
Do something, move.
Do something, please. So, we're gonna see if we can get Ego to recall. Mind you, as I said, my dogs ain't got a tough recall, not yet. I got time. This dog ain't even 2 years old, but I needed them to know enough. So, objectively, I look at a perimeter, 5x5. You know, like if I build a box that's 5x5, what'll happen? He gonna stay within that 5x5. And that's what I practice early on. Then when it comes time, which I told you, the American Bully, I'm gonna say this, y'all gonna get a little offended, a little LD. A little LD. They not the smartest dogs. You're not breeding American Bullies to be smart dogs. And that's on y'all. I breed for intelligence, which is why, again, he ain't moved. Other than what you got going on in there, brother.
Yep.
He's focused. He's dialed in. And that took a lot of time and practice. So in my experience, yeah, I could teach a dog to sit, stay in 8 to 16 weeks realistically. And that's just the beginning stages to making sure they understand communication. You could do that. It's not rocket science. But to really get that dog to be motivated to do those things, that takes building confidence so that we get them driven in a way that you've seen Ego be driven. So let's do a little. Let's see what I got here. A couple livers. Oh, this lamb liver. So Stan, what should I say?
You can say here. What do you want your recall to be called?
I say, come here, fool. You ever watched the movie Antoine Fisher? He said, I knew what nigga she was talking to by the tone of nigga she used. That's a good movie. I read the book. Go read the book whenever you get a chance. My dad made me read the book, and then I watched the movie. I said, boy, it's a good book. Who will cry for the little boy in me? That's a good movie, boy. God, that movie tough. Ego here. Good. Now, he came, he sat in front of me. I patiently waited. Oh, good boy. We're past that point. Remember, puppy? Oh my God, I celebrate that dog at the highest level. Grown dog? Chill.
He has a clear endpoint. That's what he's doing right now. In the early stages, it's more of a casual coming to me, yes, mark that behavior. This is a clear endpoint where he has to get to finish.
Go again. You go here. Good.
So there's one thing you can do to get him a little bit closer to polish it up, make it even tighter, is move when he's coming to you. And you're gonna stop when he gets to where you want him to be. And that's gonna teach him that he has to get closer to get that reward. And
so you want him nut tied?
I mean, at least one step away, because again, if he's this far away and I'm trying to reach down and get my leash, it's going to be out of my reach. But if he's here, all I got to do is go down here. There you go. We're good.
And again, when you're calling your dog to come back to you, you're calling them to be safe. Come on home. Oh, Yeller. Come on, Yeller. You see what I'm saying? This is a dog who's very capable, super confident, extremely motivated. He's also curious still. He's in that Curious George state, but an 80-pound curious dog could be dangerous or frightening when they look like this to the average everyday Schmo Joe, and I'm Schmo and I'm Joe as well, so don't take that with disrespect. Listen, people, casual, formal, whatever recall you're doing, I would tell you that if I was you, do the formal. We're challenging you today to think about the one that you would prefer, the one you'd like to learn more about, and all the things that go into it. But now, stay tuned. Take care of your dogs.
And we're fun, huh? That's all, folks.
Hold on. What did Yosemite send me?
I'm a fud.
Nah, but Yosemite Sam used to say something too.
But the rabbit.
No.
Rabbits.
Oh, well, so which one uses
a porky pig?
No, man.
I said I'm a fud.
I mean. What
At the end, the beat.
Nah, it's a different one. We gonna figure that.
Pig, bro.
We gonna figure.
Pig.
No. It's a different one. Trust me. I'm gonna find it.
That's the pig, bro.
we gonna overlay.
That's the pig. Watch. That's the pig. Take bet.
Stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. You got casual, formal. Yeah, casual and formal. We're gonna show you a little bit more about the casual, because that's just with the formal, right?
Yeah, that's formal.
Okay.
And then we're gonna show the formality of the whistle.
And then keep in mind, all we're going to do is keep motivating you guys to make sure you guys have a good recall. So we're going to remove casual and formal and just call it recall. This is the way to recall. This is how you keep your dog safe. This is what keep you and your dog trusting each other. Stay tuned, take care of your dogs. He's about to go get Bootsy Collins. So right now, Stan's getting his puppy out of the car. Again, it's a 4-month-old Australian Shepherd. Jamel's going to take the dog and create some distance. Stan is going to call the dog. The dog should not be able to hear because of how I feel like the wind's harassing us today. Like I'm just being hit in the face and it's getting annoying. I'll be honest, it's not even cold, it's hot, but it's annoying. So Jamel's taking the Australian Shepherd, create distance. Stan's going to then try to call the dog. The dog ain't gonna be able to hear him, but he's still gonna be motivated. Part of this is not gonna work because the dog wants to be with Stan. The other part is to show you guys that in an instance where your dog cannot hear you, boom! What's the name of this whistle?
Fox 40.
Fox 40 whistle. Blow on the whistle and the dog should come, because there's nothing louder than a whistle. And imagine, they even got silent whistles too for the dog.
Yeah, they've been disproven though, because if the dog can't hear it, it's silent, and if there's stuff going on,
hey, that's funny.
It was the whole thing.
Hey, my dog didn't hear the silent whistle. I thought you said he could hear the silent whistle, because I can hear the silent whistle. I don't know if I was blowing the whistle or not. Now, look at how far they are apart. He's gonna let the dog go. This is what you call, what kind of recall is this?
This would be formal, because he's gonna come into that left side.
And a formal recall, people, I repeat, is the safest. If I tell you to bring that ass back and sit down, you need to bring that ass back and sit down. And in that moment, I know that we're good, because there could be a lot of things going on. And I just want you to be safe and not distracted, because if I have a curious dog, then, he might raise some cheering over there. Some kids over there walking right now. Imagine Ego running up on them and jumping on them. I know he's not gonna bite them or do nothing, but then they get heightened. You go, oh. Now it's like, oh, it's playtime. He don't play well. He too big to be playing with. The only person that can play with him realistically is me, Stan, and Jamarcus. Past that, I tell everybody, just pet him and leave him alone. Just pet him and leave him alone. So Stan,
yes,
blow the whistle. Look at that joker coming. Come on. Look at him. Look at that there. Boy, good job.
And you have to teach what the whistle means. You can't just open the whistle and be like, oh, my dog's gonna know what it means. So break it down exactly what you want that dog to do. And you saw he was moving. Movement is your best friend. And Boots was like, oh, am I supposed to go over here? And he's like, nah, I know what I'm supposed to do. Is get into that heel position.
So which one do you like better, casual or formal? Realistically, in my opinion, there's only one recall. If I call you, I want you to come to my house. Come to me and sit. Pause for a second per se. Reduce and lower some of that energy. We just watched again a 5-month-old dog come from at least 50 yards. At least 50 yards, which is good distance. Got close, wasn't confused, a little bit unsure, but those are good moments and opportunities of distractions as well. We're going to package this so that you know how to use the whistle, what to do to set this type of situation up as far as experience is concerned. We're then going to challenge you guys by way of social media at some point in time to connect you to the things that we do training wise, so we can continue to inspire you to be better. That's it, that's all. So for now, like, subscribe, share. Make sure you and your dog have a clear line of communication, A start and a B finish, and even more importantly, that you and your dog are always safe. Take care of your dog.